What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Triangl. This is your boy D.
And it's your girl, CJ.
And I need a new set of knees. It's Brandi.
Ooh,
I've been wearing my knees out to
seen
Megan
that on
Thee Stallion.
Instagram. I liked it.
Megan dropped that new album, and I'm like, it is time, ladies. We got to get these knees.
Happening.
Gotta get these knees together.
She's killing it. And also, has anybody complained about your loud ass at the gym in your complex? Or
you know what? No, because no one's ever in there, as y'all see. If anybody
You're always by yourself.
I am always by myself in the gym. Two reasons. One, I'm black, and this is an all-white neighborhood. No, I'm kidding. They're afraid to be in the
scary away when they see you come in.
They're like, we gotta sanitize all the equipment, not because of Corona, because of the blackness.
What is we gotta drain the pool. Like
we gotta drain the pool.
That's horrible. Drain
the pool. I always make fun that I live in a senior citizen community.
Oh, yeah,
so when they work out,
yeah.
They work out when I'm off work. So they in the gym like at 8 a.m. and 5:30 and stuff like that.
They were like 11 a.m. is like their afternoon. So
pretty much. So when I go, it's typically after like 6, and I always got that bitch to myself.
Oh, they're about to go to bed after all that dinner.
Pretty
6,
much.
7 o'clock.
And they're all asleep. And this building's so old, it's like concrete, so you really don't hear shit.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So if you want to work out and be loud, have sex, murder someone, you can't hear anything. So
not murder someone. I don't know what she's talking about. Let's move on, because that's
moving on.
So today's episode is about blended families, co-parenting, and family members in general in and out your house during the pandemic. I think Brandi was saying that we heard from a lot of people that the co-parenting thing is like a little rough right now, and I agree, because I co-parent with my fiance's ex-wife for my my eldest girl so much. Like, I'm not gonna put too much out there, but I'm gonna put out enough that people can like relatable. Yeah. So because it's not just all me, it's for the kids too. But anyway, so I think one of the biggest things that they were talking about was that during this pandemic, people are having a hard time like seeing their kids. That's one of them. Because one parent might be like, well, I have custody and I don't want them traveling.
And that's what I'm going through.
Coming up for me.
Now.
The numbers are going up, and my oldest is supposed to go to Florida next month.
That's a hot spot.
Well, Texas is number one. We already here. So
now, did they already buy a ticket? Because PJ's supposed to be going, and his dad already bought a ticket, and he's like, it's non-refundable, and he bought it like a minute ago. So we were thinking, okay, it may not be that bad. And now here in Ohio, we're back on curfew. And then it went from curfew to they're not going back to school. My job just said anybody that was in the office, we are now work at home after Wednesday.
Right.
So it's getting back to that point, and that's going to cause some tension.
What I'm hoping for is that Florida shuts down and they won't let any flights in, so I don't have to worry about having to talk to her about it.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm hoping the same thing. Now, PJ has not seen his dad for a year, so anybody listening, don't get me wrong. I want that timeshare to continue like it does.
But here's the thing.
This is bigger than that.
Why would you, that's the thing, like in the beginning when it first started, like in February, us three were one of the first people to say, sit your ass at home. Don't be fucking going out. Get you some toilet paper, get some food, before all this craziness happens. And her bio mom and her husband was basically like, well, why can't she come to Florida? And my reasoning was that I would not put my own child, if there was a 5% chance that she would get COVID and get sick, I wouldn't subject her to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were basically like, well, she's just getting on the plane. I was like, that's one of the worst places because it's no air going in and out.
Exactly.
Nothing is getting cleaned out.
And then there's always, there's not. And then it went from, I think when they were only having so many people on a flight, it went from that was one of the safest ways to travel because there was only so many people on flights and going. To everybody and their mama started being real comfortable traveling. I saw people for their birthdays, like, I'm going to Vegas, Cancun. I'm like, bitch, what? Where are you going for your birthday? Girl. And how are you enjoying yourself? Because ain't nothing open.
Somebody I know, their employee just came back from Colorado and had COVID. And now they can't go to work. So they have to stay home. And
then like I've told like Patrick's dad, I'm like, let's say we let him travel and let's say he has some immunity to it and he's fine, but you got young kids and you got other people in that house that may not be.
Right.
And again, I know you haven't seen him in like almost a year. I think it's been over a year now that summer's passed. And I want you to, but come on now. Like,
so my thing is like,
I don't know. There's no compromise on that to me.
I know this sounds crazy and probably like selfish to some, but my thing is like my kiddo's bio mom has no job right now because of COVID. If I was in her shoes, this is just strictly my opinion, I would drive out here to see my child.
That's what I said. I said, if you drive, now granted, he's in North Carolina, I'm in Ohio. He's made the drive before Patrick was old enough to start traveling more by himself on the plane. So I'm like, if you drive up here, I'll let you take him in a heartbeat and bring it back. That's fine.
Right.
But this flying thing may not be the move.
I think the issue is that like they got really upset. Well, she got upset that we were like, hey, I don't think it's a good idea for her to travel by herself because she's 16, right? So she gets to travel if she needs to by plane. But also she's a teenager, so I know that she, even if she's wearing her mask and she's got her spray, I don't think she's doing it the way I would have her do it if I was in her presence.
You mean like traveling in a hazmat suit?
Yeah, basically, or basically. But you know, just like touching stuff, like let's say going to the little vendors inside the
girl,
airport.
Just think about the airport bathroom, honey.
No, well, that just even that, but even the vendors, people just coughing over stuff. And then like my thing is, I'll clean a bottle of water before I start drinking out of it. You know what I'm saying? And I've given her the spray bottles with the alcohol in it. I've given her like the Germex and stuff like that. But how many teenagers actually remember to do that before they just pop a soda open?
I mean, think about how many adults aren't doing it.
That's what I mean.
CJ, after putting in both of these little headphones, because I normally only use one, you sound really good in my ears, girl. Like, I just had to say that. I put you to bed. I put you in bed. In a bed, CJ.
Can I just do ASMRs and make money that way, maybe?
I already told you where your money was at after I downloaded that freaky app.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta look into that. Let's see.
Girl, she sounded just like you. I was like, what the?
So crazy. Oh my God. But no, it's just, I don't know. I guess people might think that I'm just worrisome of everything, but I'm just not about to play
big facts, but I'll give you this one though.
I mean,
this is something for you to be this way about.
Yeah, because there's no actual vaccine. Like people forget that there's no vaccine yet. There's like preventive measures you can take, but not everybody's taking it because half of us think it's a hoax, you know? So there's that.
That is so fucking crazy.
Isn't that the craziest shit ever?
People will have people like here's how I notice that some people try to feel out if you're like believing it's a hoax or not. They'll be like, so do you know anybody who like has it? Have you actually met someone who has it? And I'm like,
I know someone who died from it and they always shut up.
Yeah, I'm like,
I really do know somebody who died from this shit.
I'm like, I may not know them personally, but I know someone who had someone and lost them, or I know people that have gotten sick but they still made it, or even my dad telling me how a couple of his neighbors died. So I'm like, this shit is real.
like I had a friend pass away. I also had another friend who got it, spent time in the hospital, thought he was going to die because he could not breathe on his own. He has now been released from the hospital, but now there's side effects from it, and he was like, I can't even bother with the stairs, like half a flight of stairs. Yeah. Because he was like, I can't breathe.
To my office.
Right. See?
I had to take the fucking elevator because I would walk up two stories. I couldn't make it. I was like, fuck it. Elevator.
So he's struggling through fixing his lung, I guess, so to speak, like getting back to normal. But he was like, I don't know that I'll ever get back to like the normal use of my lungs because it got damaged so badly. And so, and the thing is, I don't think people understand that like the virus itself may be getting weaker because it's spreading to so many people, because that's usually the pathology of viruses. If it infects less people, it's usually stronger. If it infects a lot of people, it gets weaker, kind of like the flu, right? But it's not like the flu because it's just as strong as a virus that infects less people, and it spreads just as fast and easily, and there's no vaccine. And like with all those things incorporated, it's just one of those things I feel like people should be like a little bit more careful around.
I mean, let's say even if a lot of people, which we know, still think it's a hoax. It's like, well, what is it going to hurt you to put on a mask and to adhere to just the very little bit of restrictions that they're putting out there? Because to me, this hasn't even gotten as bad as it could be. Right. But it could still get to that point because it's been almost a year of us dealing with this, and y'all still don't want to wear masks.
Because you're infringing upon their rights as American citizens.
Child, if you don't get out of here with that bullshit, you know I am not trying to hear that. Like,
it's like it's the dumbest thing. Like,
you're
so
upon my rights.
Like, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like,
but not in ho shit.
This is the only oppression they've ever felt, if I could even call it that.
Well, like that meme said, if this is like the most oppressed you've ever felt, how privileged are you?
I know.
This is the biggest thing, and you're equating this to stuff that you have no business to historically, and even currently. Like I don't get it. I can't relate to it. It was very easy for me, even with us, like we've always said since the beginning of this, believing that some of this is some bullshit, but the reality of it is it's real. Like we said about 9/11. Yes, this really happened. People died, but also it was a setup. So it's the same thing with this. So we're still taking it seriously, you guys. And I just figure if we all combated this in a way like Norway and like a lot of other places are, where they can still, and they can still have concerts and go to restaurants, and we're up here bullshitting.
Listen, so like my mom was like, oh my God, Okinawa got like 30 new infections today. Oh my. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God. Meanwhile, Texas in one day the other day had 11,000 new cases in one whole day. It was more than 3 months of summer combined. I was like 30 in the whole island. I was like, there's 11,000 in the state that you're living in, Mom. I think you should be worried about Texas. Like, Okinawa is so far away. And also those 30 people are probably quarantined hardcore because they're in Japan. Like, they're not roaming the streets out here like they would be here.
Not roaming the streets.
Yeah, they be roaming the streets.
They roaming the streets, girl, in Texas.
They roaming the streets. Like, what I was thinking? This is almost like how we talk about how movies and like art in that form is like the realness of our reality, like our dimension, but slightly different. I feel like this virus is like the zombie apocalypse, right? Because
we've made several references to that.
So many people walking around spreading this shit without knowing it, and then some of us are going to survive just fine. Like, and then the other people who are not fine, that's the problem. Like, people keep saying, no, the death rate is this percent. I was like, but that percentage, even though it might be like 4 or 5%, the people who are affected by it because their family member died, they do not give a shit that it's 4%. Know what I'm saying?
Or something that people aren't thinking about. I saw this on the news a couple of days ago. A woman who couldn't find help in enough time at the hospital because they did not have room for her, ended up dying because, she had a heart attack. And so they were going to, of course, get her in and help her out. And her sister was with her. It was like, my sister could have survived this had she been seen in enough time, but hospital was packed out because of COVID patients. That's something else to think about. Heaven forbid something happened to you like that, whether it be that or even something as simple as a car crash. That happens more frequently than a heart attack. So you could end up getting in a situation like that, and you can't be seen fast enough because of, I think the majority is preventable cases. See, I feel that way. Now, I don't know the numbers, and people can combat that in the comments, but I'm like, if a lot of this is preventable, I'm just saying.
I just feel like, our country is the only one out here, well, next to a few other in the top 5, where the people just, I guess, are so nonchalant. Like, they're over it. They're over being quarantined, which I don't understand. Because I'm like,
you could be over it till that ass is 6 feet under. Anyway.
Well, then you'll be under it. You're gonna be under it then.
No, under it.
That's crazy. But people don't take it seriously because, like, even at my job, last week, or I'm gonna say about 2 weeks ago, we had to send 8 employees into quarantine because people got sick. And it's like, and then they do contact tracing at work. I'm talking, they pull surveillance footage and they send pictures. They're like, who is this? Who is this? Send them home. Yeah. And you better shelter in place for 10 days
Oh, wow.
Not
and then
send
they
them
send you to go
home.
get tested after, I think the third day they send you to go get tested. And before you can come back, you got to get tested again. And you better come back with 2 negatives.
Wow.
And they let you do it and if you are positive, then you have to stay out for 14 days. So for 14 days, they will pay you the first time around.
The first time around.
If you come back again for contact tracing,
uh-huh,
and you have to quarantine again, you're not getting paid.
Oh,
They will send your ass home and say, no, you go home.
Can they get work, like unemployment?
I have no idea. I haven't come across that challenge yet. But I'm just stacking dollars and saving money just in case.
Stacking dollars.
Yeah.
Stacking dollars. I need at least 2
I thought about that after they sent us home. I was like, damn, D and some other people I'm thinking about, like,
D, did you ever get your fucking money from unemployment?
Eventually, I got it like 3 weeks before I went back to work. So I was like, what the fuck? But at least I was able to pay off.
That's good, but you got to pay off your credit and stuff. Yeah. I have a friend online who's still waiting, and she works in California.
Are you serious?
Yes. And it's like, oh, this year is almost over. And she has been, she's back at work. But those months, just like you, she was out of, she had to out of pocket everything and go into debt. And I'm just like, that is a lot of money.
People wouldn't you wouldn't believe, well, I know we would, but I was shocked at the and I know it's because it's something that we obviously were not prepared for, but just, it didn't seem like there was a lot of help out there for a lot of people.
No.
Not like immediate help. And that was a little sad because I'm like, wow, there's nothing like for a true emergency. And we shouldn't be too shocked by that because we saw how stuff went down when we have something massive like Katrina and other things happening that are national disasters. But I don't know. I figure, damn, like, how do we not have something better installed for like situations like this? And people were saying Obama was laying out a plan before Trump and them got into office, which should also make people go, even more looking into.
That's the thing though. Like I think that no matter what administration it is, they're kind of like working together no matter how, separate they want you to think. Like this. Yeah, no matter how separate you think they are. It's like when Obama was about to leave office, he was actually in the works of banning some of the Muslim countries that it looked like Trump did it, but it was actually Obama's administration who got the ball rolling. You know what I mean? So if you dig a lot deeper, sometimes it's not what it seems because both parties are in cahoots with each other.
Yes, I knew the word was coming. Take a shot.
Cahoots.
Take a shot for when she says cahoots.
Cahoots, And I just, man, the help part was like pretty shitty. Like I was talking to my brother about it. And, even with businesses, if you did not have a financial department and you weren't big corporations who had people who knew what the fuck they were doing, apparently that business loan shit ran out in 3 days, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm just like, so who were they really trying to help? Like they knew what was going on.
No,
right?
Then try this shit. All these motherfuckers that got this fucking business loan ain't got no damn business.
Oh, that's the other part too.
Depleted some shit. So it's other motherfuckers who actually needed this shit can't get it, and then all the motherfuckers is out here in Vegas acting an ass.
So that's the thing.
Shit up, shooting shit.
It's a little crazy.
I only laugh because I remember you saying how your hotel had to get security and all the other stuff that you wasn't used to getting, and I was like, oh no,
these niggas was tripping.
I was like, please don't tell me it was because of the colors.
It was because, well, not all. It wasn't all colors. It was some ratchets from every region was tripping. From every corner of the darkness was tripping.
Not every corner of darkness.
Yes,
I hate you so much.
We had trailer ratchets. We had hood ratchets. Any ratchet you can think of. Was in
the hood ratchets. Those are my favorite.
Not the hood ratchets. Oh my God. On that note, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Come to me.
Oh my God.
Come to me. Step to me.
Disclaimer. Not our song, not our anything, actually. My God. Just why are you guys like this? Why are you guys like this?
Yeah.
You know who you are. My love is sweet as candy. I'll be forever yours. Wait a minute. Love always.
Who?
Brandi.
Hey.
Oh, God, I can't. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Mandy fucking Moore. I'm glad she started acting, baby, because
Is she a better actress?
oh honey, she's phenomenal actress. Like
really?
The
Yeah,
Walk to
she is.
Remember was my shit. And then she's in this show called This Is Us, but I'm just not in enough therapy to handle that show because everyone says it'll just leave you in shambles.
Oh.
But she does really good, and she did the voice for the little Rapunzel and Tangle, and she was killing it.
She did she?
I loved it. She was
I
singing
can see
better
her being
in that.
like a Disney voice
Oh
or
yeah,
Pixar
she was singing
voice.
better in the movie than she did her whole like albums.
Oh my God. That's so
And then
terrible.
I'll read a book,
Oh my
or
God.
maybe 2 or 3. Okay, anyway.
Disclaimer: none of those things are our song
Disclaimer.
lyrics, melodies. Anyways, so let's get back to the whole parenting thing too. So, like, I feel like the parents should come and see their kids, right? I know we just said that.
Yeah,
but
drive,
do
like you said.
y'all also have family members that do not believe in the pandemic and like show up? Let's say because Thanksgiving's coming up, like, do you have people who are like, I'm not wearing a mask?
I have more friends.
More
Not
friends?
nigga. Yeah, I have more
These
friends and
boss
family members.
Vegas
Yeah.
niggas.
But apparently everyone in Las Vegas doesn't believe in it.
Well,
No.
they believe it, but they just, I don't know if, like you said, they're over it.
I think they're just like
act,
living it up because they're in Sin City and they're like, what can I catch that I haven't already? Like,
ooh,
maybe.
Shady. Damn.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
Not what can I catch that I haven't?
I'm just saying, because because and I don't know. And Texas is like a ridiculous place right now because I literally walk around the store and everybody is not wearing their fucking mask correctly. Like,
why? And it's like, why?
Why do you even bother if you're not gonna put on? And then
Or
they're
the
like,
people
I can't
that just
breathe.
wear it right here like a beard. I'm like, why is it right here?
Why is that a thing?
What's
And
the fucking point?
then some of them aren't wearing them, like you said, in stores and shit at all. When I'm like, I know these people did not go through all this trouble putting all this damn tape and shit on the ground telling us which ways to walk, having people check people about staying further apart and wearing masks, and you're letting certain people come in here. My mom told me that happened at some store she went to, and then she was like, excuse me, my dad, and then he was like, well, I asked the cashier, like, how come you're letting these people come in and you're not saying that? Then they're like, well, some people, they just give so much pushback and we don't want to start anything. And part of me gets that because I can only imagine being 17, 18 or whatever, and you don't want that confrontation, because I know there's a lot of places now that don't have the customer service manpower. They are hiring these kids up because they ain't doing
and it's
shit
the holidays.
else.
It's nothing but part-timers right now who know nothing.
And they're almost always younger kids. Of course. So you're up here flexing because you're older, probably intimidating these young ones. And I'm just like, this is not helping.
Listen,
y'all are going to be mad when we're on year 2 of mask and shut down and not being able to
I'm going to be pissed off next year if I can't do my wedding. Like, I'm going to be mad. Like, I'm just
That's okay. We just all going to come to your house.
We're just going to my house is not big enough for all of that.
2 weeks. You're going to sleep in the garage.
Oh my God. I ain't sleeping in the garage. I'm sleeping with Rob and CJ.
Oh my God. Not on our wedding night. Damn.
Oh no, not on the wedding night. I'm just like right after.
Right after. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. No,
I'll just sleep outside the door on your wedding night.
You know what's crazy though? My hotel hired an entire department.
Right.
We have a whole new department of 20 motherfuckers just to make sure people wear their masks, and it's so bad, and we get so much pushback that we had to hire more security guards.
It is
because we have to drag people out daily. When I say daily, I mean daily.
So here's
the fact you even have to drag them is
drag them. We ask you once. If you refuse, you have to go, because the gaming control board will shut us the fuck down.
Oh, right, because you guys have some serious laws to go by and shit.
Yeah, and the governor's not playing, and I'm not trying to get furloughed. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ask you one more time, is what I tell people. If I have to ask you again, you're gonna leave. And then they're like, oh, who are you? That's none of your concern. But you're going to be someone that's going to be looking for another fucking hotel room to stay at, because you're not staying here.
You better flex.
Just that part. I mean, but so my pet peeve is the employees not wearing their fucking masks, right? Because
so where's that happening at?
Like at Kroger. Let me tell you which one. Kroger in Mansfield on Broad Street, and her name is Connie.
Damn, CJ.
On the
you know
internet,
why?
Connie.
Because she had made a fucking scene about it.
You
And
bitch.
I
fucking bitch.
Here's the thing. I called the fucking, like, I pulled a Karen and I was like really nice about it to the manager. I called her and I was like, listen, I know she's older. She probably don't believe in this shit, but I've had family members in Oakland, my nephew and my auntie get it, right? And I was like, yo, like, to be honest, like, it's pretty shitty that she was in my face talking to me with her mask down. Like, it was on her chin. Like, and then I asked her to pull it up. Dude, I asked her to pull it up, and what did she do? Put it over her mouth, and her nose is just exposed. I was like, and then she's like, well, I can't breathe. I was like, there's something called a face shield.
Yes, smack her.
All the people who are out there, like,
smack the COVID out her.
Wearing the fucking mask. No, stop, bitch.
Smack the COVID
that's the cure to COVID. CJ smacking that ass.
Just smacking everybody. I smack really hard too, so you better watch out. But the thing is, like, if you
stupid bitch.
I would not do that. Oh my god. But no, like, if you really don't want to wear a mask, you can wear a fucking face shield.
Those face shields, I hate how they look. I ain't gonna lie.
I know,
I'd rather
it's
see people in
ugly.
masks.
It's ugly.
So ugly.
Oh, the Vegas girls love it because you can see their makeup.
Oh, I know.
See?
The drag queens still like it too, but I'm like, the mask on.
Like, I
Like,
don't know.
this shit look dumb.
See, but then there's like people like the black lady, Miss Karen at the other Kroger. She wears her mask. She doubles up. She has a paper mask, a cloth mask, and then she puts a shield on. She's not playing.
Damn.
She just don't want to breathe.
She don't play. But can you imagine how you would feel if the numbers keep going up and you work at a grocery store though? Like, I
would definitely feel away.
Yeah, like my uncle in Okie, he was one of the cleanup crews at the hospital, so he quit. He was like, I can't do it, like, because also he's like in his late 50s, I think, maybe early 60s now, or something like that. And he was like, I can't chance it with like COVID right now because the numbers, they're not stopping anywhere in the world right now. And
they did in New Zealand because they listen.
Right. There are other places where I'm just like, they're still having their restrictions and everything, but I'm like, damn, it's not like us. And then it just, to me, just still pushes that narrative that Americans are assholes and we don't fucking care. And I'm like, god damn.
Now you know why in Okinawa everybody was like them bakagaijins all the time. Fuck
bakagaijin.
You said that hard as shit.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
That's how my grandmother used to say. I like grandma, but my dad. Oh, grandma.
He's like, not you. You were born here.
not
you. Oh my god! But it was just a lot. And
I saw one lady had her face shield on like a headdress. That tripped me the fuck out.
What do you?
She had it upside down, so it went up like this.
Oh.
But she had a mask on, so I said, I'm digging the fashion. You better kill it.
I mean, I guess it works. But like, you know what? Like, I can't comprehend why people don't comprehend this is like airborne either. Like,
the droplets and all that other shit that makes it's really coming down to whatever makes sense. Nobody wants to follow. if it makes too much sense, they're like, no, get it away. No. I'd rather swallow my Tide tablets and Lysol to combat this.
Shoot up some chlorine. Fucking.
I'd rather somebody did that though.
And more, it's more than one person.
So let me ask you this: if you guys have like family over for the holidays, if there's like people who are like, I refuse to wear a mask usually, are you gonna let them in? Or are you gonna tell them to like?
My family be up.
I don't have anybody like that though.
No.
Anyway,
I don't.
Fuck.
So you don't have anybody like that, Brandi. I couldn't hear you. D. What'd you say?
Because my family don't give a fuck anyway. So they've been all up in throughout my space.
Oh.
And I'm not talking about the web, so I'm talking about my actual fucking space.
Oh.
Without masks. So I'm over it.
That's pretty fucking intense.
And I think I'm probably good for another week and a half with COVID anyway, because I got it already. So I was about a week and a half before the next mutation. So
mutation, okay?
I was just looking at numbers on the world meter because I haven't in a while. So the US is still number 1 in the world for cases.
Surprise!
We're at 12,777,174. 12 million, damn near 13 right now. And number 2 is India, but they haven't broken 10 million yet. They're at 9 million. So we're like,
wait, India's at 9 million?
India's at 9 million.
Don't they got like a billion motherfuckers that live there?
Yes, but we're at 13 million. We're at 13 million, and India only has 9 compared to their population.
That is so bad.
It is.
Why are we such
it really
assholes?
Is. I mean, it's just.
I'm tired of us.
Dear God. I saw Mexico's numbers are going up, and I'm trying to figure out if people are going there right now.
I think it's from their tourism.
Yeah,
because I know somebody who just went.
I'm like, I know plenty of people I've seen on my timeline. They are traveling, baby.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
people were
traveling.
In Vegas. People were like in Colorado doing all of that shit, and I'm just like.
And the fact the newspaper called Las Vegas the Wuhan of the West, I was dying.
What?
Because everybody
let's just
with
do
COVID,
this now.
Right. Everybody with COVID comes here, infects everybody, and then leaves. And then you have some people that come here, get COVID, go home. Oh my God, I got it from Vegas. No shit, Sherlock. Remember when I was yelling at you, telling you to put on your fucking mask? That's what you fucking get.
So you don't get to tell me what to do.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
So Texas and California are toe to toe. Texas is number 1 right now with 1.2
Let's
million.
Go, Texas. Let's
go.
Woo! Texas, let's go.
Fuck. And California is at 1.1 million. We're like toe to toe. And Florida's right behind us at 944,000. Illinois has 664,000 people that are infected.
I'm not surprised when I hear about it's not. Here's the thing. When I hear about these cases in Illinois, when I heard about like Nebraska numbers, Montana, all these places really spiking up and becoming their own kind of
because Ohio's number 7 right now.
Honey, we spiked, and this is why. 1, motherfuckers is dumb, but 2, people. I really think people that live in these kind of rural areas or what have you, they be thinking, hey, we can just live life like we've been doing with Jim Beam and everything, and it's fine. And they don't give a fuck because they're like, well, all our houses are spaced out anyway. We don't be around people like that.
Listen,
they don't be thinking
like that. I keep seeing that on my friends' pages too. They're like, oh, we're just like in the country, so we're not going to be infected.
No, for real.
Like beings. And I'm just like, you guys know that it has no boundaries, right? Because it's like gonna keep going. They broke it down by like U.S. military, Veterans Affairs, and federal prisons too, and Navajo Nation.
Whoa.
Who you a hoe?
No, wait a minute. Now. So the U.S. military apparently already right now has almost 111,000 people infected in the military. That is more than some of the states. Like,
they've been doing some strange shit. Just that a lot of my
I'm pretty sure they're going to be testing them for stuff.
Yeah, a lot of my coworkers that are in the military are just gone right now.
Oh. Okay.
They have to get deployed.
Okay. Veterans Affairs. So I guess retired people who are getting checked out at the veterans offices. There's about 99,000, almost 100,000 people there. And then the federal. I don't think this is right. The federal prisons are at 25,000. They lying. Fuck.
No, because my brother's in one. Shout out to my brother. What up, Bradley? You ain't listening.
You said you ain't listening.
You jailbird. You fucking jailbird.
Oh my God.
I always dog him, but anyway. He was telling me about how somebody got caught up in a case there, and the way that they even handled it was just like, well, we'll move like the 25 of you from this block just over here, and we'll leave this person just right over there instead of taking them to fucking see a doctor. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm surprised by hearing what I feel like at times is very much, what do they call it? Like inhumane treatment of people that are already incarcerated.
Right.
Like, if this is supposed to truly be for rehabilitation to go back into society, you guys are continually doing a shitty job. And that's just another way you guys are failing. And I'm like, damn, this is pretty serious on the outside world, Bradley. So I can only imagine in a confined space like that.
Well, we talked about it a few months ago when this started, and one of the guys who happened to get a cell phone recorded tents being set up in the courtyard at the prisons, and he was like, one of them tents is just housing dead bodies with nothing covering them. They're just like throwing the dead bodies into a tent because they can't keep up with the people dying in there. So there's no way to know if like somebody was on death row, if they just was like, well, he just got on death row faster, or they changed to whatever sentencing. I'm saying they do whatever here.
Not to laugh.
they do whatever here. When my brother that's incarcerated,
they just got on death row
they
fast.
do, because oh boy, my brother who's incarcerated been in since '96, and they keep moving jails every time he's about to be up for parole. Why do you think they're doing that? To keep him in there, because then he has to start all over again with the new parole officer. Like, it's so crazy to me. So I'm just like, listen, but here's the thing that kills me here. So there's daily updates. The recent update for today for the US, there was 172,103 new cases for the country and 972 deaths. Yesterday, there was 151,588 new cases, 879 deaths. So between 2 days, there was over 320,000 new cases. So at this pace, by the end of the year, we're going to be at like another million or two.
I think that's why also, because there wasn't like a direct case at all in the few people that were in our office. And then, same thing for my child's school, but I think they were already anticipating it happening, because if you hear about another state or city or someplace else shutting down because of people just not doing what they should be doing for holiday travel and everything else, it's very easy to be like, all right, let's just jump ahead of this because we know what it was before and then do this. But I'm like, girl, I can't do this shit for the next 5 years. We need to figure this shit out.
Figure it out. Like, it feels ASAP. Like an entrapment. So here's the thing. Like, you know how I just said in 2 days, like one day we had 172,000 cases or whatever. The total cases in Japan right now is 132,000. Total cases. That's what I mean. Like, when I'm watching news like from overseas, like, we look crazy to these people. And
more so on top of everything else.
Oh my God. And their death rate percentage is lower too as well. Like, it's not the 4%, 3% that
when
America
you look at
has.
The death rates, it has a lot to do with the hospitals and shit too, because since they're
if you're packed
the
up,
people that are infected, is lower. The hospitals aren't as packed, so they're able to treat the people that are sick.
Right. So like in Japan today, they had 7 new deaths, 7, not 900, and then they had 2,000 new cases, not 132,000. And then yesterday was like 2,500 new cases and 11 deaths. That is such a like crazy difference.
Well, you know what? In Japan too, they're already did the mask. There's already like mask culture.
Oh yeah. The mask culture was already a thing.
That's another reason I think why when we started seeing people wear them, we weren't like, it wasn't jarring for us, because I remember that a lot overseas. So it was like, okay, cool. And that's what I tell people, especially the older people I run into or talk to on the phone at my job. I'm like, I hope you're like, being careful and safe and wearing your mask. And I'm like, I've been doing this before we were like,
like
forced to. It wasn't a hard like sell. It's like, okay, we'll wear a mask
already. Like I was already wearing stuff during allergy season here. I might have looked crazy to the Americans. I said that like I'm not American.
I like when you do that though. So keep that going.
It's so
the
terrible.
Americans.
Well, you know what I'm hoping for is
and
that
she has to spit after she says it.
Oh my God. That's so terrible. Like, I'm hoping, like, kind of bouncing off of what Brandi was saying, I'm hoping this time around that they have some better help in place for people who need it, and that we're a little bit more prepared. Like, we've gotten to the place where a lot more people are getting their PPEs and there's no mask shortages anymore. Although there's toilet paper shortages around town here.
We went through that here too, all of a sudden.
I went to Costco today and there was no toilet paper there.
They started like putting out the pallets instead of actually like unwrapping and stocking stuff. There's literal pallets of shit out now because they already know.
I don't know if I told you guys.
Toilet papers and turkeys.
Yeah, it's just like I was like, I walked into Walmart. I'm like, damn, what's all this bread on a pallet just sitting there? Like, I was like, people. I tell my dad too, because he talked about going out like Saturday, and I was like, hey, just be careful because people have already been panic shopping, and it's starting again, and so just be careful out there.
Well, because like I was like telling my mom like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was like, you might want to get an extra toilet paper roll just to have backup, because I already felt it because people were talking about the minute the numbers were going up, people were like, oh, we got to prepare. And for some reason, for people preparing here means I need toilet paper. Like, I don't understand.
I don't know.
Y'all need some food. Y'all need some seeds.
No,
y'all need some water.
Toilet paper.
Like all the fucking pizza rolls were gone, but there's like all the fruits and vegetables just chilling. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like I was like, if you guys want to be like healthy, you might want to eat some real food here, not some frozen shit.
Not you might want to eat some real food. They're
I'm
like, what's
saying.
that? Real food.
Thanks,
Speaking of which, do you guys go out to eat with like your fam and stuff, like at restaurants right now during this?
I've been a few times with and it's only been with people that I know have actually been like acting right, because that's my whole thing too. Like, if I know you've been reckless, I haven't seen you.
Oh yeah, me too. Like I feel like I would be comfortable with you guys and going to dinner with y'all.
Yeah, when I know you haven't been reckless, and when I know the spot I'm going to has been like on it, because some of the places we've actually been to have been on and off, shut down, just because they're they're being super cautious about it. So I'm okay with that, but other than that, girl, I've been cooking, or I'll go through a drive-through or something, but I damn sure ain't been let's go to Applebee's or let's go.
Yeah,
I did once when Grant was out here. Well, we went twice.
I saw that. Shout out to Grant. Shout out to
Grant.
Hey.
But yeah, I went twice, and then when I was in California, I went out to eat with a friend. But in California, when I went, which was like September, all the restaurants were still closed on the inside, so the outdoor restaurants were open. So I felt safer outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then what me and my friends were like, when it was like hot, when people was dropping like flies.
Yeah.
When the shit was fresh.
Me
and my friends would meet up
fresh like a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Like a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Me and my friend Dave. What up, Dave? He lives around the corner from me. We would meet up at this Mexican restaurant that has a drive-through, and we would like get drive-through food, and we would sit on top of our cars and
fucking Okie style in it
and chit chat, social distanced.
Oh, that's cool though. I mean, I guess I was wondering because like for a moment there, like bringing it back to the family thing, like. My oldest, when she was out with her mom was just taking her to restaurants and shit. You know what I'm saying? And we were like really trying not to do that. Like, I think we went a few times and it was like a little bit of a higher end place that had less people that would go. You know what I mean? But she was like taking her to like fucking Olive Garden and shit like that. And I was like, yo, like, and like, I think at the beginning before the mask mandate was like a thing, like half of her family wasn't even wearing masks. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm just like, this shit is real. People don't understand.
They don't care. That's probably what seems more heartbreaking. Of course, people passing away is always just sad. Even if we know it's a natural thing or whatever, and it happens to everybody, it's just still sad when it's something preventable. And I just hate how many people it's one thing to not care about yourself. It's another thing. I do a lot of this for me because like Demetri said, I feel like I had that shit when I almost died in December. I'm like, I'm doing this a lot for myself, for my neighbors, for my son, for my mom, for any, like my parents are in their 60s. I'm not trying
right.
That sucks to just have another reminder.
You know what's really amazing to me though are those people who are elderly or older than us who don't believe in it, walking around with no masks on. Yeah, and I'm just like, y'all know that y'all are the most vulnerable. What needs a natural selection? God damn, D.
Thank you, D. Thank you.
Jesus Christ. I don't know. I guess, you know, if you're listening or watching and you guys have come across like some ridiculous shit, can you share your stories? Because I want to hear about it. Like, because I feel like this has caused even more rifts in some families. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
because they're going back and forth. This is just as much of a hot button issue as like the politics.
Girl, it got to the point where old girl. When I say old girl, I mean like the bio mom. Old girl.
We know who you're talking about.
She's doing certified letters to get her child for the weekend. But see, the thing
certified letters. Jesus.
Yeah, because she was like, I want to see. I was like, I get it, but you're putting your own child in danger. Like, do you not understand that part? Like, that is the dumbest shit to me. But I mean, we can't legally not let her do that. So it's fine. But here's the catch. Like, the funniest shit is if she would just talk to us, we can figure some shit out, and she
That's
can have
the whole
her
thing. Communication.
and the whole thing, like, it started like in April when we were like, no, I don't think she should travel because it's like high risk right now. So she started doing this, sending the letter shit, and then I was like, it backfired because then her mom couldn't see the child because I was like, your mom's not in the divorce decree. So she don't got no right to come see this child. So I guess your mom better text us and talk to us about it if you want to see her. We weren't going to keep her from her, but we were just being petty in conversation.
It's the principle. Yeah, it's the principle of it.
Just, and like,
but yeah, share your struggle stories with us.
Because I was just like, it's just so crazy to me that you are okay as a parent to put your child in danger in any percentage. If there's a 1% chance that your child could get very sick, you don't want to do it. Like, that's just normal parenting. But then that bitch ain't no fucking mom anyway. So I'm just gonna...
Ooh. And on that note,
if you've enjoyed our podcast,
you're no fucking mom, bitch. You're no mom.
Oh shit!
You caught me from the grocery store, bitch.
Bitch, you couldn't spell mom with 2 M's and an O, bitch. You ain't no mom. You ain't no mom.
So dumb.
You ain't no mom, nigga.
Oh God, I can't. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to our podcast on all your favorite platforms. Oh my God, here we go. Why did they get like this? They get so
take care about 3, 4, 5 kids. You ain't no mom, nigga.
you gonna lose your head rolling that fucking neck like that. Jesus Christ.
This is the expert role. Okay.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Ask your man, bitch. It's the expert role.
Ask your man. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and comment below. Hit that notification bell. I'm sure you've heard me say, like, I'm trying to catch up on all the episodes. It's been hellish. I'm about to get some help. I'm about to start a website, so y'all watch out for that.
All right.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm doing new logos and shit too. I gotta work on that tonight too. Anyway, make sure you check out our sex angle. Make sure you check out our news angle as well. They're fucking, I know everybody loves the sex angle anyway. I know, right? There they go. Disclaimer. But seriously, if you guys have any stories, please share with us. DM us, send us an email. Our email is thetriangl@gmail.com.
Slide up in my DMs.
Oh my God, that's TH3, the number 3, TRIANGL. At gmail.com, or just go on our Facebook or Instagram page, like that page, and then DM us. That's great too.
Yeah, so, subscribe.
I know.
More than anything else, make sure you subscribe.
Get us to 1,000 subscribers so we can do more shit for you guys. You know what I'm saying?
You know you want us to do shit for you.
I know. Maybe we will go travel and do shit after COVID.
Man, if traveling exists after ever again.
But anyway, stay woke, stay blessed, stay logical and safe. Stay away from people who are stupid. If you're black, stay black. If you're not,
if you're a bad mom, just stay a bad mom.
Oh God,
bitch.
Oh my God. Well, and POCs and allies unite. You gotta add that in. So we'll catch you guys next week. Peace out. Bye.
Bye.